This is the House of Parliament where men and women have sat for decades, making decisions that would affect all our lives. Do they really work in the interests of the people or themselves? They sit at the round tables, trying to decipher which way to turn. Is it left or is it right? Have the people benefited from those decisions? Our people have suffered for far too long. Change should not be a figment of the imagination, but reality. Every boy, every girl, every man, every woman are equally important. The market vendor joyfully sells her produce. The fish vendor skillfully uses his cutlass to cut the fish. Keep on working. Let your smile be your motivation. Build a community of brotherly and sisterly love. Don't give up on your dreams. Surround yourself with positive thinkers. Think big and keep on moving. Keep pushing the envelope. Yes, push that envelope until you have succeeded. You may have made many mistakes, but that is no reason to stop. Don't you dare give up. Get ready for that overflow. Get ready for that breakthrough. The overflow is coming. Showers of blessings. Stay cool. Stay calm. Stay collective. Ride the rough waves of life. Hold on to that rope tightly. Just keep working. Keep moving. Keep believing. Self-motivation. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Lies and Deceit. I am your host, Soraya Alexander, better known as So. How was your weekend? You know, these days I'm giving you people too much of So, you know. Y'all getting all the good stuff, you know. Y'all had me on for how many days last week and even last night. But tomorrow I'm taking a day off. Let me tell you all something. I really love y'all. I love y'all more than white on rice. I really, really, really love you. And before I start my show, Marily's Honey, all the way in London, I'm telling you, this girl bought me loads of coffees, and I love the people who support me. They love So for being real. And Marily's from London, she said, "Good night, So. Good night, Akeem. I am waiting to listen to my favorite live later." She bought it a bit earlier, and then it's like she couldn't get enough. She bought me some coffees, and then she went to buy me a whole ton of coffees again. Thank you, Marilis. You are a star, and people like you are rare. Thank you, darling. And then while I was there getting ready for the live, someone, y'all love me, eh? You almost come and tell me, oh, eh? Someone said, "Go, So, we got you, girl." It is so nice to know that y'all got me, and I really, really appreciate that. I love y'all loads. And then when I did the show last night, let me tell you, we have some, I don't know, some of you, I always say they have good people with good hearts. Forget the naysayers. Forget those that talk crap. And this person all the way from California bought tons of coffee for Homie Rich. And I really appreciate you. Whoever you are, thank you. And then my dear friend Callie again bought coffees for me. Thank you, Carly. Then someone bought me a coffee, and the person said, that's from the last show. "You fired up, that's my girl, keep the pressure on." Yeah, I'm gonna keep the pressure on. I am not a journalist. I'm just an intelligent woman looking at the situations that happen in our country and giving my honest opinion. Now, my people, people like fake people. I run alone. I never run in a pack. And it is not anything that is new. From the time I was a child at school everywhere, everybody is my friend. However, I run alone. I take on battles by myself. I fight alone. Right? And you could see how brave I am when I put things on my wall to stir up the thinking of St. Lucians, because everybody is thinking one way. You have to be a critical thinker for yourself in order for the country to move forward. And let me tell you, people, I am kind of tired tonight, because after I had my work to do, I had to be dealing with, the show last night. I think it was just an inspiration from God. I got so many messages from mothers, young mothers, and mainly young people asking for help with their kids. They're suicidal. And, it was really a bit overwhelming today, because I've placed myself out there. Right? And people realize this is a lady, this is somebody I can speak to, because what you see is what you get. I am real. I have no fake doing if nobody. Ain't got time for that. Right? And then, sadly to say that our people, they are very hasty to judge. When I wrote the post on the wall, read the raster man and the young lady, they didn't take the time to understand what was written, but they came at me. But what me writing that caused many women who have been raped, molested by their fathers, by their stepfathers, to reach out to me. And these women, when they saw y'all attacking me, I got a lot of messages. And one really broke my heart. One said, so, I told my mom that my dad was molesting me. My mom didn't believe. My dad was a high-ranking person. My mom didn't believe me. And at a tender age of 12, this person who is now an adult had to take a pregnancy test, because from what I was told, social services failed, the church failed, the police failed, everybody failed. So people reached out to me, and some of these people have moved on. They're living in foreign countries with good jobs, good position. And this person, in particular said, so I had to reach out to you to tell you this. And this individual also said, I see they are new and giving you pressure, but you are speaking for people like me who was voiceless, and many other girls out there are voiceless. Sometimes we target what we see in a video, but there is a deeper problem. And this individual really made me laugh. This person said, so you're not a stray dog. You don't need baka. You can stand on your own 2 feet and fight, and you all know that. So coming on my wall writing all your garbage without thinking, someone even had the audacity to talk about Deriso. I spelled Deriso wrong. It shows you we have many low IQ people in St. Lucia. They are lazy. They are not willing to think. In order for St. Lucia to change, we need to be in a position where we think for ourselves. Do not worry with, okay, let me hear what my friend's saying. So if the popular thing is that, the Rasta man, he do it, all of us in it, and nobody wants to sit back. And it's amazing that there were not many critical thinkers of what I wrote to realize there are so many underlying issues. Now, sometimes people say, go and solve that in private. I called Sky FM today, this evening. People maybe didn't recognize my voice because I was speaking in Creole. Now, this is where we can lose people who really want to see the government out. Not me. You only go lose me because I know what I want. I'm not saying this because of Flabo or SLP. I'm saying this because it is right, and the stupid government need to go. But I called Sky FM to caution Dr. Secret. He had no idea it was me. I spoke in patois because there was a caller. You know, you have to be careful. After this government is after the station. There was a caller who called in relation to the incident with the young lady and the man and what they would do and what they would not do. You cannot be encouraging that. So I called to say, it's a sensitive situation, right? Be careful what you say. I'm just calling to, to caution you all, to guide you. Let us wait for the facts and everything. Be careful and don't encourage, because you have to be able to get the results you want by diffusing the situation and ensuring the authorities do what they have to do. The man was very aggressive to me. I end the call. He was very aggressive to me. At the end of the day, and after I still listen, and if you don't know, when I'm doing my work, Sky is my little companion. Then I put my laptop on Timothy's show to listen, and then I come back to Sky. Let's say I was another person who doesn't know what he or she wants. You would run behind the person. You said to me, don't ever call your show again. If I have children, I don't have children. If I don't know what, hello, mister, you talking about children? You're talking to somebody who is very, very protective of her little ones when they were little, her children, big men now. So you have to be careful. If it was another supporter, right away they go in their shells. The aim here is to bring people in. And I must say, I commend Ring the Bell. I love to listen to Shane. Shane is one of my favorites. I really love to listen to Shane. And Shane had a show, I think it was a Thursday, and somebody called to give Shane advice. And then, the person was, maybe coming a little hard on Shane. And Shane was so receptive. That's Ring the Bell. I don't like Ring the Bell. I like his name is Shane, so I just call him Shane. He was so receptive to what the person was saying. And let me tell you, whether that person came with one mindset, they left with a different mindset because of how Shane, aka Ring the Bell, treated them. Hostility is not the way, right? And it is ignorance. Now people will not like so. And some of y'all not for progress, Y'all coming under my post to say, deal with it in private. Did it happen in private? It happened on the radio, on the air. That is where it happened. So I have to deal with it, because let me tell you something. We do not want to chase people. And the behavior from Dr. Secret towards me was very hostile. He didn't know who he was talking to. You do not know who you are. You do not have to know who you are speaking to. You have to treat your callers with respect. Right? Some callers are disgusting, but you have to be diplomatic and treat people with respect. And I didn't call in any way to cause confusion. I was calling to protect Sky FM. Because Champagne is my dear friend. I was calling to protect you all. Because we do not want, they hate Sky FM so much. Look at what Ernest Hille said. They hate Sky FM so much. They would look for anything to sue Sky FM. And I will tell you why I'm saying that. I'm going to show you all. You all know I like to come with facts. I will show you all what is happening in that country. People, we are in trouble in this country. So the aim of Sky FM is to bring everybody together, and I know that's the aim. But Dr. Secret, you need to take a chill pill and relax. And then callers call and encourage that. Why don't we fight for what is right, instead of encouraging foolishness? Because Sky FM can get a lawsuit. Let me tell you something. In St. Lucia, we get away with murder, people. We get away with murder. Overseas, they suing us for everything. But we have Sky FM, be careful. And I will show you why to be careful. We have a government that is on a warpath with them lazy-ass journalists They're jealous of me. Put my figures on for my audience to see. They're jealous also. So I started this, as I said to y'all, it was, must be an inspiration from the Holy Spirit. Because it is still going and it is still thriving. Right? Imagine people are getting their panties all tied up in knots because of Soraya Alexander. And this is what I love about me. I always ride alone. I do not have to say, okay, I am going to say what I have to say and then have all the birds coming to agree with me. People disagree with me on my wall. You could see it. And then I am able, people disagree with me on my wall, and I am able to challenge them and stand up to them. So for the journalists, for the Virgin Island Consortium journalists, a resident of St. Lucia, don't be jealous of lies and deceit. Don't be jealous of lies and deceit. When I started my little page, and I have other things I do which I must show to y'all, so y'all can go and patronize and do whatever, right? 28 days, I have reached 64, close to 65 million people. I have gotten close to 8 million engagement and close to 4,000 likes. 4,000 new likes, and I have like 60,000 plus followers. I did that. A little lady by herself came up with her idea and do what she have to do. So for the Virgin Consortium journalist, a resident of St. Lucia, to say I'm spewing lies and deceit, my dear, I would encourage you to take out the blinders and go investigate what is happening. I will not sit there and just say, Rastaman wrong, this one wrong. I am waiting for the authorities to do their work and for the policy makers of this country to change the age of consenting to have sex and all these other things, right? And to put laws in place to protect our children. To put laws in place that when a young lady or a young man comes to say, you know, something is not right, I need you to help me, that we have a safe haven for them. Both UWP and SLP have failed our children. So when I speak, I do not speak partisan. I speak for the betterment of our country. How could I come to say, stone the Rasta, beat him up, whatever? Let us wait for the authorities to do their work. You all sit there worrying about lies and deceit. And whereas we have a government, I am telling you all St. Lucians, and this is why I warned Sky FM, be on your guard. Imagine a case with Alan Shasney when he was the former Minister of Tourism in 2013. The Attorney General sees nothing to do but to bring that case up. Where are the journalists? Where are the journalists to look into that? You mean to tell me crime is on a rampage in our country and the Attorney General has the time to resurrect a case which is going to be heard on March 23rd in the High Court? Our people are bleeding, our people are dying. And some of y'all need to open your eyes. It's not about color. It is about our country. And I cannot believe, this is why I'm telling you, whenever I speak about this government, I just feel chills and a heavy heart. Because I cannot imagine with so many things happening, right? The statutes of limitation, Alan Shastney changed it that you could prosecute any government of ministers. There's no statute of limitation. Obviously, he's not scared of anything. A case from 2013. The Attorney General not seeing other things to do. Is that a government that only cares about their inner circle? Is that a government that will go after anybody associated with the former government? Man, something cannot be right. When I have people messaging me and telling me their plight, and I need to thank this businessman who said to me, so, just send me the list. Just send me whatever he needs. I'm going to send it to him. Kind sir, I don't know if you want your name mentioned. I won't do that. But I want to tell you thank you, and God will bless you. Thank you. And I also want to say thank you to Miriam. As I said to you all, do not send the monies to buy me a coffee. I know one of my supporters did at the time, I was talking. She did it. That's fine. I'll just extract the money. But send, if you have any monies to send, because I have like 4 people now coming to me, talking to me. 4 people. 4 people asking me for help, and before I came on, a lot of people. Right? So I want to say thank you to that businessman, and you could send your donations to Soraya, SOHRIAE @hotmail.com. That's my PayPal account. I'll put it after. It's on my wall, if you'll go through it, to send me money. Because I have to get a bed for twin 7 years. I priced it already, and the mattress. So everything coming to about $6, $7, $8, $9, about $900. Right? Some people said they would help. I need to get groceries for these mothers. And people, why they reached out to me? They said, so you do not look like somebody that will go and talk people's business. And they said that we don't tell people our business. I'm feeling suicidal. And I said, okay, I will work on it and we will try to help you. But this guy who came on my wall to say that he was feeling like he was suicidal or whatever, when I heard his story, it's heart-wrenching, right? And I just told the businessman the situation. He said, so just send me the list. Send me the list. I will take care of that for you. So at least I know he's taking care of that. So I have some other people to help. So let us help. And we have a government more interested in Alan Shastney to court on Wednesday. A case since 2013. Let's put that on the wall. This is just pure madness, my people. Let me just get it bigger here so I can read it. People, we have a very vindictive government, right? We have a very vindictive government. Let me just try to open it bigger here, because sometimes my iPad is a little too small, so I can at least see it right. Okay. Imagine on the 10th of December 2013, that is when the St. Lucia Labour Party was in government. That's under the Kenny D. Anthony administration. On 10th December 2013, the Attorney General filed a claim which was amended on 21st July 2014 against former government minister Mr. Alan Shastney and former chairman of the Soufriere Town Council, Mr. Kenneth Kazamo, in which several allegations were made. Chief among those were that Mr. Shastney, while a minister of government and a candidate for the United Workers' Party, requested, advised, received, permitted, or acquiesced in the expenditure of the sum of $38,119 of public funds of the council for unlawful purpose of campaign and political event for his personal and political benefit of his political party, the United Workers' Party. Abodi, Aboda, Abofes. So many things in this country. And the Attorney General resurrect that. Show the court date for me, please. I'm showing you all, that's what the lazy ass journalists have to go and do. That's what you'll have to go and do. Say Sazot Nipo Waife. So Uncle Shas has a hearing. Well, it is a status hearing. A status hearing is where, they decide where the case is going. All right? The lawyers, the defendant, the judge or whoever, because it's a judge, it's a high court matter, for them to decipher where the case is going. You mean to tell me the Attorney General do not have other things to do? The Attorney General is supposed to advise the government. That's the best you can do. To advise the government to bring this case up. Anytime you see these things happening, you have to ask yourself a question. Francisca, you are right. These people are sick. These people are sick. So many things we have to do. So, in essence, wasting state resources, whereas he is speaking to gun violence, Philip J. Pierre. This government has not sat down and settled. They have not understood that they are now governing. They have not. So, on Wednesday, we have Alan Chasney, along with Mr. Kenneth Kazabo, have to be in court. St. Lucians, are you following what I am saying? The amount of ills we have in our society, and he came and talked about gas tank. The focus is on Alan Chasney, but you are destroying our country. All his friends and families, right? Just give me a minute. Let me close this. Right. All his friends and families are getting reprieve. So, I really need somebody to explain to me, what is the fascination with Alan Chasney like that? So are you going, he was a former minister, and then I read through the judge's deliberation and different things. And it doesn't seem this is going anyway. My people, let us laugh tonight. I am going to show you what the CSA is saying, Mr. Montrup. Did Mr. Montrup listen to this lousy Prime Minister? Did he listen to the lousy Prime Minister last time? Let's play what the CSA is hoping the government would do.
The economic fallout of the COVID-19 pandemic has also impacted public workers, and now with the Russian-Ukraine war, more financial pressures are being felt by them, says CSA President Cyprian Montrup. As such, the CSA will look to engage the government on ways it can help to ease the burden of public servants.
One of the other issues that we would like to see happen this year is our traveling officers will be in a position to enjoy the benefit of being able to buy a better vehicle to do their work through duty concessions granted to them. One other issue that we would very much like to see is our retirees be able to have a piece of legislation that guards their pension in terms of when they retire, when increases are awarded to public officers, that those same increases can be awarded to them automatically.
There are a number of other issues affecting members that the CSA hopes can be addressed by the end of the year. That includes the regularization of workers at the Owen King EU Hospital who were seconded from the Victoria Hospital.
We know that prices will rise in the short and distant future. But one of the ways we as a union would seek to combat that is to see how best given the strain of the economy right now, how best government can provide other avenues that can soften and cushion the impact of what our members are feeling right now. Soon from now, we will begin to put our bits and pieces together so that we can begin to engage government in terms of how best we can bring some level of comfort to our affected members.
More importantly, the CSA president hopes that public sector workers will be able to keep their jobs in the midst of the changing global economic situation. For the DBS News World, I am Zane Romulus.
The hypocrisy of these people. When Alan Shastney was in office, he was the one who gave the civil servants the opportunity to purchase their vehicles duty-free. And he is saying about guarding the CSA pension. But Mr. Newsflash for you. After listening to Philip J. Pierre last night, he is going to cut the civil service. He is going to increase income tax. So what you're talking about, you want to negotiate. The negotiation is that 50% of y'all will go home. And whether it was Shastney or Pierre that was there, I have always said the government, any government cannot handle that big bill, that big expenditure every month, $40 million to pay civil servants. And we all see how Pierre is operating. He is going to send you all home. Because at the end of the day, if he's going to raise income tax, is he going to lower the threshold in that if somebody is making $2,500, they are now going to be taxed? Y'all knew what y'all did. Excuse me. The civil servants are about to get a rude awakening. And the disrespect shown to Michael Shastney, the father, so Michael Shastney, by the St. Lucia Labour Party is so sad. Michael Shastney has done a lot for St. Lucia, more than Bahau, Hile, Pierre, or any of y'all put together. He has done a lot for St. Lucia. And now the civil servants, y'all want to have talks? No, papi, you're not having no talks. He's sending y'all home. This is a government that don't care. When y'all was saying Shas must go, Shas was trying to ensure that y'all was safe. When he offered y'all the bonds up, lay back and now row, here, there, and everywhere. What do you expect to get? Now, my people, let us go. I am showing you what they are saying. Our elderly issues. I want to know if Musa just came into politics, minister of passion fruit. Because I cannot see, let me tell you, politicians, they are so comfortable in just saying anything. And you, the voters out there, or the citizens, you love them so much. Oh boy, I love him. He could just say anything. The minister of passion fruit, let me ask you, why didn't you think of, I'll play the tape for you, why didn't you think of the elderly citizens who lay in their little one-bedroom house alone, because some of these people do not want to go in no home, they don't want to go and stay at their children's home, and their little comfort from the time they wake up 6 o'clock, and I think Sky goes off at 10, right? That's their little comfort. And as I've always said, I know what I'm saying to you, because when I stayed with my grandma, after school, rush home, change, go by my grandma, her radio was her companion. It was Billy Graham, her gospel, her preaching. So y'all are pretentious in this country. And I am here to call out the bullshit. You sitting there saying you love the elderly so much. Correct me if I'm wrong. Why didn't you sit with your fellow colleagues and say, hey, in light of the situation surrounding Sky FM, all right, let us try to find a meeting point where everybody would be happy. And then you speak to elderly citizens. People listen to rubbish.
For years, the plight of the nation's senior citizens has been largely overlooked. It is with this understanding an elderly affairs portfolio was created by the current administration. There are several issues affecting this group, including disability, access to healthcare services, financial insecurity, and abandonment. The Elderly Affairs Unit, once established, will ensure greater inclusiveness of this group as well as their empowerment and well-being.
We believe, based on all the studies that are available, that older folks in St. Lucia, older people in St. Lucia, feel that they have not been included in the development of the country, and that they care for the elderly over the years. We do not have a unit within the ministry or in any other government department which deals specifically with issues of older people. We have within the Department of Equity programs which have dealt with older St. Lucians for a long time, but we are establishing a unit called a unit which will be responsible for elderly affairs.
A national policy for older persons is also being developed. Similar policies in other jurisdictions spell out state support to ensure financial and food security, healthcare, shelter, and other needs of older persons, including equitable share in development, protection against abuse and exploitation, and availability of services to improve the quality of their lives.
There have been many attempts to develop a policy for older persons in St. Lucia. There is the 2003 attempt, and there is the 2006 and 2012 attempt, which is the latest draft document, and there are other documents which we have found, and over the years several departments have tried to finalize a policy for older persons in St. Lucia. We are going to finalize a policy for older persons in St. Lucia, and we have a consultant, a qualified consultant, who is putting that policy together through consultation and through discussion. This policy will go to Cabinet and then to the Parliament of St. Lucia, after which we are going to go throughout St. Lucia to explain this policy and to ensure that all organizations, development committees, and the wider St. Lucia get to appreciate the issues. There's so many issues over the years our elderly people have been grappling with.
Various organizations and individuals like HelpAge and elderly home administrators, which have been working with and supporting the elderly, says the minister, are all looking forward to the development of this policy. For the DBS News World, I am Zane Romulus.
I need to find out from Musa. When Alan Sharsney said that he was going to look, not everyone would get the 75,000 in healthcare, but those senior citizens, those elderly people would have been well taken care of. You act as if you are a newbie in government to say you realizing they didn't have a ministry or a section responsible for the senior citizen. Where have you been living? You do not care about senior citizens. Caring about your senior citizen is a holistic approach. And you cannot govern this country with red eyes. Because you should have been the first to say, I am in disagreement with this. So it's tit for tat. The Radio St. Lucia was closed down. So let's do it to Sky. But Radio St. Lucia was closed down because it was costing the citizens of St. Lucia, the taxpayers, a lot of money. Sky is a private entity. I thought the government was for the people, putting them first. You are putting them last. You know, when you have people in our districts, in even here, you know, trying to set up their loved ones, a phone dies. And these elderly citizens have to go and charge phone. Where's their little transistor radio? They just put the thing on Sky FM and they listen. If you care for elderly citizens, you would care about their mental health. Right? I really don't understand this back to front government. Excuse me. Something is not adding up. I showed y'all on, when was it? I showed y'all on Saturday the aerial view of the proposed St. Jude's Hospital under construction. And it is just left there. And Philip J. Pierre, in his lies and deceit. Oh my God, people. The next one we're going to play is PJP line. I'm going to show you all this tape. In his lies and deceit, this man is saying the hospital is well on its way to completion. But didn't you remember he came to tell the people of St. Lucia he have his review committee to go and investigate? People, stop listening to what these politicians saying and just say, that's my party, that's my party. Listen so that our country, you can make the right decision, that our country can be better. Let us listen to line people.
Did you also say that you promised every solution $1,500? That's being said all over the place.
I never know where it came from. I don't know where it came from. I mean, this, nobody can be in a tape and says, nobody can be in a tape and says, what we said is we said, everybody who gets less than $4,000 a month will pay no tax. No one. And I challenge anybody to go anywhere to say where Philip J. Pierre ever said, challenge it. People just say that.
Flashback.
We would increase the income support to the unemployed people in the country, so $500 would not be enough. A Labour Party would ensure that these people would get at least $1,500 for their response to COVID. We would triple it, my brothers and sisters. We would triple it. We would.
End of flashback.
God have mercy upon us.
That's all, folks.
Where is the tax refund for the first 100 days? And I'm going to show you all again how he is in campaign mode. Watch this tape, people.
At Sunday's 71st Conference of Delegates, Prime Minister Philip Pierre made reference to a program that will provide incentives to house owners to keep their homes up to standard as part of a national housing project to improve the housing conditions in St. Lucia. His call follows an appeal last week by civil engineer John Peters to address the housing situation in Castries.
On page 8 of our manifesto, we said a Labour Party government will incentivize a program for housing repairs to maintain and improve the existing housing stock. And we have done it. $10 million has been provided for the National Housing Project to improve the housing conditions of citizens.
They are peeing in our eye, not pissing. They are peeing in our eyes and calling it rain. Mr. Philip J. Pierre, let me tell you something. This gentleman told me that he has been running up and down. He is not too well, kind of disabled, trying for NSDF to give him the little plywood or whatever to fix the house where they live, Elsa. They are making the man see hell because they're saying is that name, and Ernest Hille have to approve it because the person is from his constituency or whatever. The Mary Isaac, we kick under the bus. I was told by this individual, Mary Isaac, was not in power, meaning she didn't win the seat, but she was in government. Mary Isaac did everything to help this individual. Mary Isaac ensured medication was there, ensured that she took care of this individual. This individual said to me, so I am calling Ernest Hille. He said, oh, I'm going to help, I'm going to help. Oh, I'm going to check on that for you, I'm going to check on you. Up to now. And the person is almost disabled. The person cried out to me and he said, Mary Isaac said, Lucians, y'all are now starting to feel the wrath of voting for Kakashie. And this man is talking about 10 million for housing and people are struggling. When you are in government, there is no red or yellow. There is black, white, Sierra Leone blue, and yellow. Yellow in terms of the flag. This guy said to me, so I'm suffering from the time they won. I'm trying because Mary Isaac was helping. And Philip J. Pierre, in his 71st conference of delegates, beating his trap, talking about we give $10 million, we give $10 million. $10 million and people still cannot get relief from Elsa? We give $10 million. Continue the tape.
The Prime Minister also promised to have some important announcements made regarding universal health care. He also made reference to the St. Jude Hospital, stating that his government is on track to complete the facility and relieve medical practitioners of the substandard conditions that currently exist at the makeshift George Odlum Stadium.
I'm pleased to announce that soon the Minister of Health will make some important announcements on our universal health.
I am pleased to announce that the Minister of Government will announce important things concerning our universal health care. Mr. I like to bring you all back down memory lane. You said that on a Sunday or whatever, and then last night you coming to us and you're telling us, Shasne destroy the country, we will have to borrow, we will have to increase income tax, we don't have money. Like seriously? Shasne destroy the country, the fiscal deficit.
God have mercy upon us.
He do it with... And you're talking
We want
about
our country and our lives to return to normal.
Like seriously, continue.
Healthcare. We are on track with the St. Jude Hospital reconstruction, and we are confident that the people in the South, in particular, will soon be relieved of the horrible conditions that they are forced to endure at the makeshift stadium hospital.
Excuse me. Utela hypocrite Philip J. Pierre. Don't play. All of you are like blaming for it. Shasne, I am not blaming Shasne for that hospital. You know why? Shasne came in new, fresh, first time Prime Minister of a vision. So we can't blame Kenny. We can't blame King. Right? And you who came in, my God, it's going to be a year just now that you're in office and you come in and talk, now we're on track with the St. Jude's Hospital, substandard, the thing. What the hell? And they are in campaign mode. My God! Govern the country. Continue.
The conference also featured an address by senior lecturer at the Cave Hill campus, Dr. Tennyson John.
Cometh the hour, cometh the man. Since the night of July 26, 2021, when our humble servant leader Philip J. Pierre was elected as our 8th Prime Minister, St. Lucians have come to fully appreciate the deep spiritual wisdom in that simple assertion, cometh the hour, cometh the man. Undoubtedly, they felt and understood fully the darkness of the hour in the 5 years leading up to that glorious night of July 26th. In that dark hour, our people watched in anguish as the highest offices of the land descended into the playground of an uncaring and selfish elite whose past lives had never prepared them for public office and who had never...
The selfish elites. Shastney was making all of us, but some of us were too busy. Shastney must go, was too busy. Shastney was creating an environment for all of us to eat well, all of us to live well. Shastney was born into money. Now, this so-called lecturer, whatever his name is, talking shit. The so-called elites. This is why, if you realize every institution, all those so-called elites were placed strategically in different organizations. This is why they were able to strangle Shas and win the elections. Because Shas didn't care so any larger. Shas was just doing his work and everybody should eat. Everybody should have something. Everybody should live. That's how Shas was operating. But you're talking so much shit. Teddyson, whatever your name is. Kinoi. Whatever nonsense you're saying. Ernest Henley put all his cliques in position. Philip J. Pierre put his campaign manager in position. All of them. Look at all the ministers. They put all their shields around them because that's the only way the wannabe elites can eat. Unless their party is not in power, they're not elites and they can't eat. They can't have the big pool party. They can't have this. They can't have that. Shastney didn't give a damn about elites. When his wife hosted the balls, okay, where the money was going, and you're talking about elites, people starving here. If Raquel husband had win, Shas had win. All now, so we have had how many drives to feed a first lady, to feed all those people calling me now, asking me for things. It would be less, right? She would have done all kind of balls, and you all want to break the elites, the real elites of St. Lucia that had the money were at the ball. They didn't need anything from Shastney. But the so-called Malawi elites in St. Lucia, they have to come and dig out the Malawi eyes like us for them to be elite, to be in position. You talking about elites, man? Hush up, sit down, continue.
Not shown any record or desire for public service in the interests of the ordinary people of our country. St. Lucians observed in disbelief as persons whom they had entrusted with leadership responsibility selfishly transformed political power into an instrument of victimization of key civil society bodies like the St. Lucia National Trust, the St. Lucia Civil Service Association, and the St. Lucia Calypso Association.
Party chair.
Wait. St. Lucia Calypso Association? What made sniffing glue? What made sniffing? CSA? St. Lucia? What made sniffing glue? May come in and say stifle witch board. Shastney did not victimize the civil servants. He tried to help y'all. But right now, y'all at ass is catching y'all great vote there. So, you know, I vote for Debbie, but I don't want them. Your ass is catching. I want to know if it's glue made sniffing. The Calypso Association. Shastney was planning something. I think it was either for this year or even, but you know, COVID and everything came. He was planning something for the artists, Calypso. He had so many things in place for y'all. But you see, even the creative artists, all of y'all, radio scene, and now y'all catching your lenses. What they do for y'all from the time they came? Had Shaz been there, y'all would have had how many playlists and how many shows, events and things, and you would get a little 5,000 or something to put in your hand and feel good. Half a loaf is better than none. What Philip J. Pierre gave y'all? Nothing. J. Pierre gave y'all nothing. And this one day, sniffing too much glue, come in and talk about victimization. Imagine somebody saying to me, so I can't even talk about, you know, what is going on, because they will send me home and give somebody else my job. Why is that? CCC, look at the comments that is going on there. Just send people at their home, left, right, and center. Think about it. As I've always said, even if you may support Flobo, I come into office, right? You at CCC or wherever you're doing your job. It's not interfering with anything. You have a right to support who you want to support. Let's continue.
Like the St. Lucia National Trust, the St. Lucia Civil Service Association, and the St. Lucia Calypso Association.
Party Chairman Moses Jean-Baptiste called for the strengthening of the party's foundation.
We must concentrate on and build solid foundations so that we may nurture the future leaders of our nation-building project. We can knit a comfortable embrace for all men and women of goodwill to join us in this noble purpose. And we must make our fabric strong enough and to allow for robust internal debates while keeping us warm and closely bonded.
The conference was conducted virtually. For the DBS News World, I'm Don Nicholas.
St. Lucia National Trust was all over. Where y'all now? They burn hypocrite. St. Lucia National Distrust. And Shasney was right. Go and make your own damn money to run the place. Be creative. Design a business model. Right? And he was very correct in saying that. He was absolutely correct. St. Lucia National Distrust. If you see them, boy, it is sad. It is sad that all those people who were after Shasney, they're bazoo, their mouth shut. And right now we have so many things going on in this country that is wrong. And this guy about St. Lucia, the funny joke, this guy was so on point with what he said about St. Lucia. It ain't funny. Take a look.
I want to learn about your country.
All right, boss.
So I've got 10 questions for you. Let's go.
All right.
Where are you from?
St. Lucia.
What's the capital of your country?
Castries.
What colors is your country's flag?
Blue, yellow, black, and white.
What's your country's official language?
English, but they're fluent in Safemon.
What's the population of your country? Approximately.
About 180,000.
What's the name of your country's national anthem?
Sons and daughters.
Does your country have a president, a prime minister, a king, or something else?
A scientist.
What food is your country famous for?
Fig pie, banana pie, all fig.
What sport do people go crazy for in your country?
Running man and woman.
If I visited your country, what one thing should I definitely do?
Horn.
This guy is just...
God have mercy upon us.
This guy is just so brilliant. This guy deserves a medal. This guy is so freaking brilliant. Let us play this again one more time. He is just so brilliant. Brilliant guy.
Should I definitely do?
Horn.
What food is your... I want to learn about your country.
All right, boss.
So I've got 10 questions for you. Let's go.
All right.
Where are you from?
St. Lucia.
What's the capital of your country?
Castries.
What colors is your country's flag?
Blue, yellow, black, and white.
What's your country's official language?
English, but they're fluent in Safemon.
What's the population of your country? Approximately.
About 180,000.
What's the name of your country's national anthem?
Sons and daughters.
Does your country have a president, a prime minister, a king, or something else?
A scientist.
What food is your country famous for?
Fig pie, banana pie, all fig.
What sport do people go crazy for in your country?
Running man and woman.
If I visited your country, what one thing should I definitely do?
Horn.
My people, if you didn't pick sense out of nonsense from what this young man was saying, Philip J. Pierre knew very well the condition of our country. He made the people of St. Lucia believe that when he got into office, everything would be a bed of roses. Now he's asking us to eat fig. This man came on television last night. He was addressing gas tanks. He was not addressing the citizens of the nation. How dare you, Philip J. Pierre? Do you know that this snake oil, they are proposing to increase bus fare? People cannot even eat in this country. You increasing bus fares. What are people going to do? How are people going to live? And then you telling us to go and eat fig. Do you want us to go and commit crime and take people fig? Do we have fig trees in our homes? You know how long a fig plant takes to grow? A little hand of green fig is $6-7. This man is clueless. He has no plans in helping the people of St. Lucia. We all are catching our asses. When you go, the man didn't come and say, well, okay, all right, we're trying to cushion it. You have to bear some of the cost, Philip J. Pierre, or else the people of St. Lucia are going to be in distress. You're such a liar. You came on a couple months ago and said you will do a cost-benefit analysis to see if you can assist with the rising inflation to help the people of St. Lucia. And you coming on my television, I myself like a big Abu Dede listening to you, talking about gas tanks. Are you for real? Are you for real? People are more interested in survival now. People are willing to take, like somebody said in my live last night, all of us, you know, we try to carpool, we try to do different things to ease the tension, to ease the stress on us. We all catching our asses. We're not rich people, but you have to assist us to live. I had like 4 people telling me they're suicidal. Their bills out of, skyrocket, nothing to eat. Alan Shasney was giving baskets. He was helping. Y'all let St. Lucia lying party fool y'all. St. Lucians, y'all still too quiet. The government can do more. But he came to y'all last night and he said to y'all, do not think y'all are going to get anything from my government. I'm making sure all my friends, my family, my cliques have their nice jobs. They are able to eat. Pierre give all his friends big jobs, Ibama. The man give his campaign manager big job, we. The youth, where are y'all? The youth economy, the youth economy, put in your first, put in your first.
God have mercy upon us.
I never know where it came from. I don't know where it came from. I mean, this
The youth economy. You got to build a youth economy. Youth economy with 5 million. We're going to help you. Yeah, you help your friends. You help your friends. That's what you did. You help your friends, not our young people. The man did not even come and talk about the EU. Let's listen to more calls for the government on the Russian CIP application. I tell you, Philippe Mossozoin have a problem. This man's speech was a disaster. I wasted 12 minutes, and then when I came to show you it again, another 12. I wasted like 25 minutes of my life. Listen to a man that, what you saying? All I was hearing is, want to blame Shas, and I see Shas and UWP fire back. They're damn right. Fire back. I love it. Flubbo, put the torch under the ass. I love it, Flubbo. I read, somebody sent me the PDF of what your response. I love it. Catch them on fire and put the Flubbo under the ass. Let them feel the burn because they're doing nothing for the people of St. Lucia. Listen to this.
St. Lucia's decision to allow Russian applicants. An opportunity to obtain citizenship by investment or CIP passports has produced mixed reactions, with some calling on the government to follow the sister islands like Grenada, who've opted to ban the applications, while others are saying that the Ukraine-Russia conflict will not affect the CIP program because of its rigorous screening protocols. But social commentator John Peters does not agree.
I would want to also disagree with the present minister of the CIP. I think he should follow through with what has been made by Dominica, Antigua, as well as Grenada on the CIP engagement with Russia.
Mr. Peters also called for the standardization of St. Lucia's foreign policies.
Our foreign policy has to be consistent, and we cannot have a foreign policy that is all over the place, as it were, in relation to dealing with international matters. When there was a crisis in Venezuela, I did not agree with the position of the St. Lucian government in more or less following blindly with Jamaica and joining the Lima group, and more or less, as it was, supporting the position of Donald Trump on Venezuela. I think that was a wrong foreign policy move, which was inconsistent with what was the general view within CARICOM.
At the last CARICOM meeting in Belize, individual member states were asked to make their own decisions regarding the Ukraine-Russia issue. For the DBS News World, I'm Don Nicholas.
You remember I was asking, where is Alva? Somebody, I want to know if Alva Baptist is in Depends at Comfort Bay. Because we are not hearing Alva. Alva, are you in Depends? Are you in hiding? Can't you come out to speak to the people of St. Lucia because you are in Depends and you don't want to see for us to see you peeing on you? You heard what John Peters said. We need to have a clear foreign policy. But Ernest Hilaire beating his strap like a madman saying anything. And John Peters is admonishing them to follow Grenada, Antigua, and the rest in terms of CIP for the Russians. He is saying he hopes the investment minister have good foreign policy. Ernest, I know nothing about foreign policy. Where is Alva Baptist? I am not seeing Alpha Baptist anywhere. You are our face in terms of foreign policy. Where is Alpha Baptist? Since when Alpha Baptists have become so weak? Always eloquent and talking himself wide open. Right now they cut him down to size. Bahau cut him down to size. Depends he went. Depends he went. Bahau cut Alva to size. Alva, not you.
God have mercy upon us.
Bahau put all of them SLPs to where Depends. Alva, you, I speak to you. He put Joachim, glass for Joachim, Joachim wearing diaper because he ain't old yet. He just come. Joachim wearing diaper. Who is not even a bona fide SLP member to tell you, Alva, position your like so much. You're selling your souls to the devil for position. When Gerard wearing Pampers, look at him, they cannot find him anywhere in ancillary Canaries. They don't want him. The constituency council wants somebody else. Because all of them is Pampers. You understand?
Well, I think we need scripture readings inside of it because this ain't it, are you?
God have mercy upon us.
I set a little puppy show, fellas. Self, when he coming to give his speech, like his address to the nation, he have Depends, you know. But
we want our country and our lives.
But how have to ensure that the fixer dent is in the dentures properly so you don't flat when it's talking? He have to make sure the fixing dent there, because we saw Pierre when he was talking yesterday, making sure that fixing dent hold the dentures properly. Oh my God, I'm miserable. You understand? A set of little boys. Miss Wig self, Miss Wig say nothing. Right? Auntie Emma self, Auntie Emma lost. Because if you don't have good leadership, how we can have a good country? Right? King self, they cannot find any depends to where to sell for him because he go sell beef.
God have mercy upon us.
So they might have to use the material the pants are made of to try and do a depends metal pamper for him. A set of rubbish men. You should be able to hold a position as a woman in government and speak. Because let me tell you, if I become a minister of government, I win my seat. I operating like the congressmen overseas. My people elect me, but I can come and speak and talk because I representing them. I am representing Pierre and the rest. I representing my people. And that is the problem we have in St. Lucia. You seen a government doing shit all of your day like sheep following him. Sniffing him, instead of coming and speak on behalf of the people of St. Lucia. This is madness, this is craziness happening in our country. We do not have a prime minister who is solid. And I'm telling you all something, people. Get ready, I'm ready to vote. I'm ready to vote. I don't know how Lucians... And it is sad, it is very, very sad that Lucians don't think for themselves. With all the bacchanal that happened with SLP, you'll still put them in power with all the things that has happened. Many things that is going on in this country is wrong. Women activists in bed with the government. And this is why people fall in love with so. I ain't in bed with nobody. I see what I have to say. Right? Like me, love me, hate me, Mama LA. You don't have a choice but to love me. Mama Alexa. And we will talk about the women's issue. Sarah and I, we're going to talk about a lot of things on Wednesday. Because Sarah is, we all know Sarah has, you know, her how will I say it? It's very vocal in terms of a lot of things concerning women. And she too had some issues with that bill they just passed. They're the upside down bill that you don't know if it's going to Jericho or if it's going to Iran. So we are going to talk on these things. And for the Virgin Consortium people who are jealous, and when I invite these people to my show or I reach out to them, first thing they say to me, So, we want to thank you for what you do. And you heard my rep, Guy Joseph Bosla. You heard Guy Joseph said, Soraya, I want to thank you for doing that. UWP not paying you. Nobody here paying you. You did it on your own. This is what believing in yourself means. Right? All of y'all that's so bright with your big forehead and think you're bright. Y'all should have your own show. Put your own resources together. I put my own resources together. Do what I have to do. So y'all that's so bright, y'all forehead ready to reach the sky. Big forehead. Why y'all don't put something together? Why y'all don't put something together? The lies and deceit show is eating y'all. Don't worry. I'll get a junior depends for you. I'll get a junior depends for you. And you will need to get some iodex for that big forehead for it to go down. Y'all cannot see people and let people do what they have
God
to
have
do.
mercy upon us.
They're still selling Iodex. Give the journalists from the Virgin Island Consortium, which is a solution, give us some Iodex for that forehead to go down. I really burning you, Oli. And after you pass the Iodex, put some ice on it. Some of y'all believe is y'all are the elites and y'all are the brightest and y'all are this and you people must listen to. Sit your ass down. So is there. And like the person from overseas told me, right? You're not a stray dog. You ain't need backer, you can stand up for yourself. And this person is correct. Jealousy is a crime. People I don't know from all walks of life are telling me, I want to meet you. I want to this. You giving information. Let me tell you, people are just, and I didn't do that for fame. The show just blew up. It just blew up. I didn't do that for fame. And I will always be me. I will never believe that I am better than anybody else. But the St. Lucia Labour Party, they hack journalists. That forehead need Iodex. Right? And some ice. Believing they're better than anybody else. I have the medium to crush y'all. I have the medium to crush y'all. Am I supposed to just sit there and let a lying government? And then there's a media house in bed with the government. And that's what they did in 2011. All contracts, everything to show on TV. Say Yokini. Say Yokini. They were in Dubai, sent some of their staff to Dubai. While we there Dubai in our bills. No food. Nothing to eat. Pig forehead coming and talk nonsense.
God have mercy upon us.
If they don't mention Soraya Alexander, if they don't mention so they won't have a great orgasm. But I am here to stay because I want to see my country move forward, and I am happy Flobo light the torch under your ass if the shit Pierre was talking. Flobo, you'll have to come out. I should be hearing of a press conference already, and you have to come out hard and beat them. Beat them with truth. Beat them with the truth. Because how can you lie on Chaste? And in June, Chaste was there. So June, the fuel prices dropped. And you're trying to say, is Alan Chaste wanted to raise the prices? Boy, how are we? St. Lucians, vote into office men and women who have your interests at heart. They have placed all their friends in position. People are telling me they're not working. This government promised putting people first. But what they did is to put you last. That's what they did. Is to put you last. Instead of y'all sitting your asses, your lazy journalists, malpale in Muln, going and do interview on Women's Day as if y'all are no example, because if you are a true journalist, you're showing your affinity to the St. Lucia Labour Party. You can show your affinity, but be fair and unbiased. You only tackle what you want to tackle, but also tackling tooth bagay, everything. Even Iodex I sending across for you tonight.
God have mercy upon us.
Somebody asked me, so how many yards of material you need for the king depends. Let me know, I will help. Yeah, I have to call Caribbean Metals so I can place an order for us because Sakai go Kosai, go Bonda, go face for no metals. Yeah, Natalia, when they're jealous of you, think is one. Somebody tell me so they sent me a message. Why can't they see the address? Well, somebody sent me that privately. It's on a PDF, so I haven't been on Facebook really to see if Flobo posted it as yet, but I got a PDF of it. So maybe after the live I can send you the PDF for you to have a look at it. Right? And these are the kind of men we have in politics. Snakes, deceivers, the mighty deceiver. These are the kind of people we have. And Pierre coming and beat his mouth talking about 10 million. My God, St. Lucians, wake up. I cannot take another second of this lousy government. And as I said, it has nothing to do because the party I voted for lost. It has everything to do with governing our country effectively. They're jealous of me coming out there. What they thought that they would have crushed Alan. As I said to you, that show ain't of me, it is of God. That's why the show is doing so well. I remember they were crushing Alan Chasney. Bow on his Scarface. Alan Chasney. His Scarface. Alan Chasney. Right? So they thought they had buried Alan Chasney. So everybody would not have talk show again. Everybody disappeared. But God raised a heroine. He raised Soraya Alexander to come to deal with Snake Oil and all the others. Let me tell you, if them SLPs don't mention so name, they vex say, you're lazy journalists, I'll continue saying it's not fair. Y'all only put in the media what this lousy government gives to y'all. Y'all do not go and investigate and see what has happened. It's not fair. And you want to come and talk about lies and deceit? Girl, sit your ass down. Nonsense. Exactly. God gives increase, not man. Because it takes a lot to do what I'm doing here. So you see the lies and deceit by this government. People, you have your children to send to school, they are going to increase the bus fares. You have to go to work, they're going to increase the bus fares. So we have to find ways to cushion the increases. You can carpool people, right? If maybe some people can get together and buy in bulk, then you share, right? Try to eat more of what you grow. Like, for instance, try and get your lettuce and your different things, what you can grow. But it's not everybody that can do that. But Pierre wants us to eat fig vet, fig pie, fig this, fig that. I tell you, this is the worst prime minister, and I'm telling you, they are setting you up to fail. And our media is under siege. Because when you have a media personnel stumping Pierre, and all of a sudden she disappears and she have a big position in a government office, you telling me our country is not a communist country? Where are the journalists with integrity to stand for what you believe? Look at the journalists when they deal with Biden, Trump, Obama, any one of them. They do not care. They hold them accountable. Lucians need to get serious. Our country is under siege. I am ready to march. Now, you see that nonsense you're all saying about COVID? They don't have no COVID, eh? They say they don't have no COVID because they are in Carnival in July and all feds starting. So how come I cannot go and march? And I'm telling you, call elections now. You could put a dog to go as political leader for any party and the dog going to win. This is how much St. Lucians are fed up with this government. And all of y'all are hypocrites. Y'all messaging me in private, but you're not coming out to speak. You're hiding. I vote for them. I vote for them. No, you have to come out to speak. I am ready to vote them out. Our country is platate because of the lies and deceit. Then they bring another big whale from Antigua. He decided to take me on. But they don't know, say, Mweki med bother you. I come for you straight like a lion in your face. Coming for me? You all for... No, find out about me before you come for me. Find out about me. Oh, let's go. Let's just attack her. You see, I look like a weak link. Don't try that. Don't try that. I come in straight at you. Now, there were some people, you know, I have to, let me tell you something. I have to give my people the props when they support me. Arnold, as always, thanks for your coffee. Magilta, baby girl, sexy Lucian, thanks to the coffee doodle. You know, and all my someones, Mary Lise, all of your thanks for the coffees. Because my senior citizens, I really love you all. I know you all support me. You all are there with me. And I'm so happy on Wednesdays, you all can view me. So on Wednesday, I will be on GVD TV. I'll be on Facebook and YouTube with Sarah, Auntie Sarah. I'm going to have Sarah Flood Bobre with me on. It's going to be an interesting show. We're going to talk real issues. Because we have a lot of real issues and it's like everything is lost. When you tell me that young people feel so helpless they have to run away, something is wrong in our country. Something is drastically wrong in our country. So bring your sister, bring your neighbors, bring your husband, bring the men, bring everybody, because fighting this kind of thing that is happening in our country, it almost seems like our children are safe nowhere. Right? And people have to be responsible for their actions. But let us ensure that we have policies in place to help. And it broke my heart when this person said to me, her father, molested her. Her mother didn't believe, church didn't believe, nobody didn't believe. You all need to think critically. A lot of you're like the Roro, the back, and beat him, 4 stones. You can't say that. Let us allow the law to work. And they need to put policies in place. Where that silly woman, where is she? When Shasti was there, she was in his butt 24/7. Shasti, where you now? Where are you now? She was in his butt 24/7. Who asked me? Anthony, people, why y'all taking on Anthony? I think Anthony does come on the live just to see me. Anthony, I'll tell your wife you have a crush on me. That's all Anthony coming on the live. Anthony, you have a wife. What you have, Anthony? Anthony just come on the show to terrorize my, I am not deleting him because one day he must have sense. I think Anthony have a crush on me. Anthony. I agree. Someone said, Lucians, please fight for an increase in the minimum wage. I totally agree with that. I totally agree with that. People, I have left a lot for you all to digest tonight. I ain't coming on tomorrow, no matter what happened. Well, last week I gave a lot of days. I take in tomorrow. I have some appointments and stuff. I'll get that done. I'll rest and then to come back with Auntie Sarah on Wednesday. My people, I love you all. Thanks for the coffee. And if you haven't supported, after the show, please do. And remember the donations. Please support. Okay, and all those who have inboxed me, I will wrap with you all. Remember, so love you all. Bye. See you all.